Friday night, 4 o'clock Pacific, ESPN. Georgia Tech hits the road to take on Louisville. Tech 4.5, 57.5 the total. Last year, they were Louisville was number 3 in the nation in offense. Going into last week's game, they were 119, and they should have won that game. Petrino, third grade math. You're deep in Florida State territory, up 3. Run the ball, make them take their timeouts. They're going to have to go the length of the field, much like the Oregon-Stanford game. Petrino blew it. They drop back the pass, intercepted. Florida State goes down the field, and they win by 4. Tech's been a disappointment so far. What say you on this one?
Yeah, I mean, Tech's been a major disappointment, but there's certainly one thing that works in Georgia Tech's favor in this ballgame. First ever meeting between these two teams. Went back and looked. The last time Louisville faced an option team was like 10 years ago. The last time Petrino faced an option team, I think there was one year where he played Army and Navy. But that was at a previous stop. I'll just put it that way. So when you have two programs meeting for the first time and one plays a spread and one plays an option, guess what? Georgia Tech's seen spread offenses. All right. Louisville has not seen option offenses. So right off the bat, advantage Georgia Tech. You talk about the mistakes that Louisville made. And look, Louisville's really trying to simplify it. You know, Juwan Pass has struggled for extended stretches this season. The backup, Malik Cunningham's coming off the bench. Whoever's coming on the bench is giving him a spark at times. That hasn't happened the last couple of weeks. And obviously, this is an offense that is still very much a work in progress. The offensive line was okay against Florida State. Pass held the ball under pressure a lot. He did take a bunch of sacks in that contest. You know, he lost 50 yards on sacks in that ballgame. I don't know if Georgia Tech can bring that to the table. And boy, you know, you're watching the clip here, you're going to see a smiling, celebrating Paul Johnson. Put that picture up there because we haven't seen any of that this year. Georgia Tech still looking for their first win over a Power 5 conference foe this season. And, you know, I mean, Taquan Marshall is certainly someone who has a lot of talent. And he's a scary weapon at the QB position with his arm and with his legs. But around him, I mean, you know, the attendance is declining at Georgia Tech. It just hasn't been a real good season. Here's a quote from Marshall, by the way. Everybody knows what this game means. I just told the guys, everybody's always talking about a big primetime game. You got one Friday night. The only game that'll probably be on, 7 o'clock. They're wearing all black, so their stadium will be jumping. That's what you play college football for. It'll be rocking, so everybody will be ready to play. I don't disagree with that. I mean, Louisville covered the spread last week in defeat. I don't expect them to win this game either. I think it's a tough matchup against the Yellow Jackets.
Yep.
Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.